Ashley, and this is Ashley's Stitching Corner. This is a new updated version of my previous Wayward Stitcher YouTube, Flosstube. As some of you may know, I did a poll on my channel a few days ago asking everybody what they thought the new channel name should be. And so the winning vote was, of course, Ashley's Stitching Corner. Now, keep in mind, this is the first part of the channel kind of revamping thing. I am going to work on some, you may see it with this video, you may not see it with this video, but it's going to be, I'm going to like revamp my intro and everything, and my banner and my profile picture and all of that. That's all going to get changed. And if it's changed now, that's awesome. And if it's not, then it will be in the near future. But the reason for the channel change, the name change and everything like that is because this weekend my office is going to be up and running mostly, and I'm hoping that my next Flosstube video I'll have my own little stitchy corner, and everything will look a little more interesting than just staring at a yellow wall, and that my channel there will be a little bit more personality in my videos. And yeah, I'm just really hoping, like I said, to make things a little bit better. I've been trying to work really hard on changing some things and hopefully making my channel a little more interesting. So hopefully the changes are good and it helps out a bit. So yeah, again, welcome to anybody that's new to the channel that might have just subscribed when I was still Wayward Stitcher. I hope this doesn't confuse you and throw you off or anything like that. So yeah, as per my last video, I did say that I was going to do Monogamania, and I wasn't sure if I was going to 100% stick with it. The good news is I did 100% stick to Monogamania, and so I do have my Heaven and Earth Designs pattern here to show today. And I have a few whips here that I'm going to show you for my June plans. And I do have a touch of haul as well. So I will post that at the end of the video for those of you that don't particularly care to see the haul portion. That's totally fine. And it's not very much haul, it's just a few charts that I bought from Heaven and Earth. So yeah. So we will start with showing the Heaven and Earth designs. Now this is the Max Color Tiger Family in the Jungle by Patrik Krasny, and I am stitching it on a 28 count easy count fabric Lugana by Zweigart. And of course this has been all over my channel with my Stitch With Me's and such, but again, just in case you're new and you haven't seen it, this is a refresher. So, and we are stitching up in this corner here. So, as to how many actual stitches the project has had since my last like actual update, I couldn't tell you, but it's been a lot. I want to say well over 1,000 stitches. This is where we're at. So the Royal Rose has gone to the wayside, and we have started stitching down the side of the pattern and kind of down the middle here. And the reason for that is because I have been so desperate to stitch a tiger that it's not even funny. And I decided that if I was stitching Royal Rose and I was dealing with all this confetti, the tiger wasn't going to come for a really long time. And I don't want to lose steam on this project at all. So in order to keep my interest, I've decided to pick up some black and just stitch as much as I can. If you can tell, I have stitched in the toucan's beak there as well. So that's starting to fill in and is almost done. And I did do some more up here in the bird. And yeah, so if I follow this trail down to here, the tiger's head I think starts coming in right in around that area. So that is my goal for this project, is to start seeing a tiger. I really, really want to see a tiger. Just because I have been doing monogamania on this piece does not mean that this piece is by any means going away. I am going to continue stitching on it every day. The plan is to stitch it in the mornings before I go to my new job, which if you watch my Stitch With Me, you know all about. And if you don't, I do now work in 2 separate stables at the racetrack, helping muck and feed horses. So I have that job in the mornings, and so I do get up around like 6:30 before going to the barn, and I do stitch for about half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on what time I wake up. So I do pull out my stitching and I throw in as much as I can before I leave for work. And so that might just remain my before work kind of piece, unless I feel like I want to do more when I come home. But since now we're moving into June, my plan is to start stitching again on the other projects that I have that need to have some more attention. But yeah, my Stitch Pal app is telling me that now with the rate I'm stitching on the Heaven and Earth designs, the project could be done in less than 5 years, which would be great, right? So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it's done in a lot less time than that, but yeah, 5 years right now is the layout, is the plan for this pattern so far. Okay, and then moving into June, I'm going to start finishing up a couple of things. Well, I have one pattern that for sure I want to finish, and then the other patterns are, of course, bigger charts that, you know, are just going to see some work. And so there's a small finish that I have here that or a small project that I would really like to finish. And then there is a bigger project that has to get finished this month. So the first one is my Welcome All Seasons by Lizzie Kate. And the last time I showed this, I was stitching the umbrella and the flowers, because this can be stitched as a whole or it can be stitched as separate seasons. So I'm stitching the separate seasons to hopefully turn them into flat folds. And this is being stitched on 18 count Fidler's Aida. And that is currently where I'm at. So my thought was today to actually pull this out and maybe attempt to finish it off this afternoon if I can. It's beautiful out here again today, but the only issue with sitting outside right now is, and you wouldn't be able to see it, and you can't see it really, not from where I'm sitting, where our house is, but there are wildfires going an hour away from where I live right now, and so the air quality, despite the fact that we don't really have as much of the smoke here, the air quality, I can feel it when I'm outside and I spend too much time outside. My throat is a little scratchy. It's like you can't smell it or anything, but it's not fresh air out right now. So sitting outside is really probably not the best idea. So, but I do plan on putting this in the hoop and doing some stitching. Maybe tonight after supper or something, I might sit and do that, because I have about 2 hours before I have to go back to the barn and feed supper. So I might maybe even pop this in the frame and do that before I go back and feed supper. So that is that. Okay, and then the next one that I'm going to work on is my Rocky Point by Dimensions Gold. And I'm still I really wish there wasn't this fold in the center. It makes it really hard to show on video. This is where I'm at with that currently. So hopefully maybe I can get some more of the lighthouse. Words are difficult. I'm a little tired today. I don't know if it looks it, but I'm super tired today. So yeah, hoping to really cruise along on that. Tomorrow is library day with my friend Maria, so we will probably take this along and I will stitch on it for a bit because it's fairly simple stitch. It's not too difficult. So despite it being a Dimensions Gold. So, and if you're curious, this pattern is still readily available. Of course, the Lizzie Kate might not be as available because, as most of you might know, Lizzie Kate is retired. She doesn't make charts anymore. So, yeah. Okay. And then the next one that I'm going to work on a little bit this month, or into June, is going to be my Epic Pokemon by Lord Libidan. And this is where we're at. So obviously nothing's changed since last you saw, but I'm not sure what my plan is with this one just yet. Don't know. Might work over here. Might work more in the center. I might do what I'm doing in my tiger piece and just kind of go wherever I please. But yeah, so this is 18 count white Aida, and the needle minder that you saw on here I made myself. Okay, and the next one is going to be my DandeDuo pattern, which is the pattern for the Twitch streamer that we are friends with and that we follow quite often, Duo MTL. He's on Twitch. He does have a YouTube channel. Again, I'll link that stuff all below if anybody is even remotely interested in seeing him. He is a stitcher, but he's a gamer, so watching his streams, I always have a really fun time in his streams. But this is where we're starting with that one. So I'm really hoping. Last night was a stitch stream. Tuesdays are always sell night, so I've been missing the last several because by the time it's nighttime and Larry's home from work and that, I'm just so tired and I just want to spend time with him, so I haven't been really watching the streams to catch up, but hopefully I can get some more work done on this again. And that is being stitched on a 14 count white Aida, and the designers are Pick Stitch and CupOhJoe. I will link them below as well. Pick Stitch is a designer, and I don't know if he's on 100%. I don't know if he's like on Etsy or anything like that, but I know he does make his own patterns. So I will link his like Twitch channel or whatever below so you guys can see him. And I don't know about CupOhJoe though. I know Pick Stitch is a streamer, but I don't know about the other guy. And then the last pattern that I'm going to be working on is my Canadian Beauty by Joan Elliott. This is a gift and has been a gift for a long time, and I just still have not quite gotten around to finishing her. And this is where my starting point is. And she is being stitched on a count of fabric that, well, I think it's a 28 count, but I don't know what the make or model is. But yeah, and the needle minder was a either a Supernatural needle minder or a Doctor Who needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies when they were on Facebook. And so, yeah, she really needs to get done because she's a gift, and I would like to be able to take her back to Ontario with me when we go next month, or like when we go in July. So that is my plan. Is that going to change? Probably. I do plan on actually stitching on everything there, but I might add more projects. I'm not really sure just yet what's going to happen. Okay, so now comes the haul portion of the video. So if you're not really into haul, I really appreciate you having hung out with me this far, and I hope to see you again next week. But if you're here for the haul, then we shall move along. So when my new office comes into being, and I have my own desk, and I have my own setup in a place where I can be on my own and be alone and have some privacy, I do want to get back into properly using a planner. And I did buy one from Michael's. This is a beast. It is huge. It is thick. Okay. It is a 2-year planner, and it is by Happy Planner. Again, like I said, I got this at Michael's, and I really like it because it gives you your whole month layout, but it also gives you like your weekly, you know, it gives you different places to write different things, notes and such, important reminders, you know, and then at the beginning, or is it the end of the month, there's somewhere along here where it gives you a section. Yeah, here there's like a section where it gives you like priorities and things like that, and each month starts with a new page title thing. This is Enjoy the Little Things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things, by Robert Brault? Brault, I think that's Robert Brault. Anyways, I am in love with this, and I really hope that it helps me organize my stitching better, like my planning for stitching and things like that, and just my life in general, right? So this will come, and I will do right with I'll get some stickers to put in it and things like that, and it'll be hopefully a big asset for me. And then in this part here, I can like write birthdays and stuff. Like it's really awesome, and I'm really happy that I have it. So again, Michael's Find, in case you're interested, Happy Planner. They might have them on like Amazon and stuff too, I don't know. So that was that. And then this last weekend for Labor Day, I think it was Labor Day. Was it Labor Day? See, like, I'm the worst when it comes to Memorial Day? Memorial Day for the States, I believe. Anyways, HAED had a sale, 50% off, I think. And so, me being the bad girl that I am, decided to buy some more charts, even though I said I was like on a stash ban and yada yada yada. We shouldn't never put, as stitchers, should never put those restrictions on ourselves, right? Never. Anyways, I picked up 3 charts, and the first one that I got is Eagle Mountain by David Penfound. And of course I bought this one so that I can stitch it for Larry, because he loves eagles. And then the next one I bought was, everybody's doing this one. This is the Possibilities Evolution Rainbow by Walking Melons. And this is just a regular chart, as is the Eagle Mountain. The Tiger Family in the Jungle project is all the max color I need in my life, so I'm sticking to regular charts and minis and quick stitches from now on. Just because while the detail is absolutely 100% worth it, I want to stitch faster. And the extra confetti in a max color just isn't worth all the time you have to spend doing it. And then the last one that I bought is Strength by Jeff Haney. Now this is just stunning. When this came out, I was flabbergasted, and I was shocked with how much I absolutely love it. The dolphins, the Pegasus, the lightning, the turtle, the little crabs in the corner, like, oh my gosh, it is so cute. I think they're crabs anyway. Yeah, they're crabs. Oh my god, I'm dying over this one. So I think since now I have my own job and money isn't quite as tight for us as it was previously, it wasn't like super tight or anything, but I just, was trying to be a little more careful about how we're spending our money. I just decided that since I'm working hard for my own money, I can afford to buy myself some new charts and some fabric. And so with the charts I purchased this week, I'm going to wait probably another 2 weeks or so before I order fabric for those HAEDs. And then eventually I will start buying floss for them and kit them up so that they're ready to go when I want to start them. Because I will start them. And of course I do have I'll show you, I did have plans to start another HAED soon-ish, and that is Mini Cunning by Sherry Gearhart, and that's the Slytherin banner that I was going to stitch for our daughter. I don't know when that's going to happen, or if it's going to happen soon or not soon, but I figure that this being a mini in that, and there's lots of like blocks of color in that, and it might not take so long to do, and I might allow myself to do half stitch for this one. So I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes, see what I really want to do, whether or not the half stitch will work for me or whatever. But yeah, so again, those charts are kind of like, they're going to be there. Am I going to start them right away? I don't really know. Am I going to kit them up? Yes, I am going to work on kitting them up, but I have to have some restriction. I gotta behave myself, and I gotta start finishing some stuff first, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that is my plan for June, to start setting up this journal planner, and hopefully by the next time you guys see me, my office will be sort of functional. The walls will be painted, my desk will be in there, and stuff like that. So the next time you guys see me, the walls won't be yellow, they'll be blue, because the office is going to be blue. I'm going to have a blue and white theme in that room, and I'm really, really excited to show you guys the process of that room, and hopefully you guys will see a bit of the evolution of that room when it starts coming into being. That, the first time I film, it'll be, blue walls, and there won't be a whole lot of like decor or anything up, because, I have to buy things in bits and pieces, right? Because we can't afford to do everything all at once. So, as I'm working, I'm spending some money on kitting things up, and I'm spending some money on, paying off our credit cards and things like that. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see, I can't wait for you guys to see the room and to see the evolution of it, and to watch it grow, and reflect me as a person, because obviously the yellow walls and things like that don't help to reflect the type of person that I am. They're just kind of there. However, the background of these videos, hopefully you'll get to have a little bit of an insight into the things that I enjoy and bring me happiness and stuff like that, right? So yeah, super, super excited for that. Hopefully maybe I'll be nice and I'll post some progress on my Instagram. I will link my Instagram in the description below, and hopefully that might not switch over to the new name right away. I just have to kind of play with things a little bit, so we'll see what happens. But I really hope to not like confuse anybody with anything. So I'm hoping that if I have rebranded and I have kind of changed things over, that everything's kind of happened all at once and that everything is uniform and it all looks good for everybody and we're good. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye guys.